Well, hello and welcome back to the Shallow Proclamation with myself, Thomas, and my good friend.
Paul.
And
Hello.
we're watching Doctor Who, Season 7, Spearhead from Space, Episode
Did you
2.
Did you have to wait for the title to come up there to remember what it was?
I thought I'd try and do it in time with the title, and then I kind of gave up. Oh yeah, he got shot, didn't he?
We've not really seen much of the Doctor yet, have we? In the sense that he's not had a lot to do.
Yeah.
Mostly hospitalised in the first episode, so...
What happened? Gave us no warning, sir.
And you said, and now we're about to see Tom Baker.
Tom Baker.
More Doctor biology.
Nothing whatsoever. Completely passive.
Putting the Doctor in hospital is quite a nice device to reveal his alienness, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess so, because we haven't... this is all kind of new stuff, really, isn't it?
Yeah, and the human doctors are just sort of constantly baffled by him.
I was just thinking, I was so British, I was just thinking, like, looking at that, going, lovely day, isn't it? Weather's nice.
Yeah, this is a bit like Downton Abbey or something, isn't it?
How'd you get something odd about their faces?
I'm sorry, when I just saw that subtitle, I thought it said there's something odd about their feces. What the heck is going on here? A crate of babies' heads. A doll factory.
Oh, no, this is an actual song, isn't it?
As opposed to a non-actual song.
Well, I mean, it's actually...
It's like a pop song, is it?
Yeah, pretty sure it is.
Dolls are terrifying, aren't they? Like, look at that.
Yeah.
Just a conveyor belt.
Yeah, that's pretty scary anyway. But it's just by itself.
Is this going to introduce the Weeping Angels? No, because Moffat invented them.
It's like the landing in Amy Pond's house.
Yeah. Nice sort of avocado green.
Traces of heat fusion, that's possible.
Still skeptical?
Of course. I deal with facts, not science fiction ideas.
Sure.
I hate to break it to you, lady, but you're in a science fiction show.
You're in the wrong business.
Oh, that looks suspiciously like a shop mannequin. Paul, are these Autons?
Well, yep. There you go. You've deduced it.
Yeah, because I was just thinking the plastic dolls, and then that dude, and then they were like, "Oh, is this meteorite made of plastic?"
Oh, that's nice.
Well, that's cool. So that's a classic era monster as well. I don't think I necessarily knew that for sure.
Yeah, of course, and brought back to revive the show.
Yeah, it's interesting that RTD chose that as the monster for the first episode.
I've got the key here. Henderson found it in the doctor's hand.
Have you ever had Henderson's relish?
No, I've not.
It's
It's
all
a
right.
euphemism.
It's a
Alright, cheer him up.
no. It's a sauce that I think is
On with the regular
very popular in Sheffield. That might be where it's made. I don't know.
Oh, well, no, I'm not.
Such a random.
But if let us know in the comments about your experience of Henderson's relish. So, this is supposed to be like a unit lab,
Yeah.
but it looks a bit like it's like they've just set up in a leisure centre somewhere.
Yeah, it does. It looks like a science festival, doesn't it? Or Breaking Bad. It's like they're
Yeah,
cooking meth in the basement.
meth factory.
Well, sir.
What an outfit.
That's actually his costume for the whole of his tenure. Now this is a real shower that they weren't going to use, but they decided it was so good they had to include it in the episode somehow.
Oh, right.
It was rather unfortunate.
What? Oh, yeah. That's quite something, isn't it? Fully nude doctor. Gosh. 70s sensibilities.
This is still there, I think. This shower. It's like a real kind of piece of, like a genuine sort of antique thing. So it's not being ripped out.
It's like a cage, isn't it?
Now, there's something about this that I think we see at some point the Doctor has a tattoo.
Oh yeah,
He's got a tattoo on his
arm.
arm. That's just because Jon Pertwee had a tattoo from his time in the Navy, but it's been worked into certain stuff to make it like as if it's the mark that is given by the Time Lords to show that he's a criminal.
Ah, because I was going to say it's not there in future regenerations, is it? So
No.
why would it? Yeah, that would be that's a satisfying explanation. Story-wise.
I was going to say, before that kicked off, this is very much like Matt Smith, isn't it? In the hospital in his first episode, taking clothes.
Yes. The sort of getting rehabilitated after a regeneration is quite an important part of the show now, isn't it? That he's always a little bit discombobulated when he changes his face and takes a bit of time to adapt. So it's cool to see that here a little bit.
So Capaldi's first outfit was based, I think, quite heavily on Pertwee's.
With the red on the inside.
Red cape type thing. Yeah.
Reserved for doctors. That's clever.
That's a neat little touch, isn't it? PPE, it says on that car.
Is that the new TARDIS?
Yeah. I did say next week it's a banana.
You have to peel it to get in. Imagine if the TARDIS communion circuit was turned on and it turned into something that was incredibly impractical to like climb inside. Like the pyramids of Giza.
Your men shoot him again?
I don't find that funny.
And it's that size. Where's the door?
But you're in Croydon.
Yeah. So it just takes out half of Croydon when it materialises. Oh. Oh, that was quite nicely done.
No, I think this is probably the bleakest thing we've seen in Doctor Who so far.
Oh my goodness.
Blood on the windscreen, you know.
Phew.
It's pretty, you know, the show's in colour now. Like,
Yeah, that was red blood.
don't you think that these Autons are far more creepy than the ones in the modern era?
Yeah. The gold is weird. And the fact they're all in the same outfit.
Are they gold? I think they're supposed to be flesh coloured, aren't they?
Oh, really?
Yeah, just like, yeah.
Why am I thinking that? Do you see what I mean, though? They do look a little bit gold.
Well, to some extent, but I don't think it's gold, is it? It's like,
Well, it's not pure gold. It's not 24 carat, but it's, yeah. I suppose it's got a bit of a sort of sheen to it. I'll tell you what it looks like. It looks
sort
like
of
a kind of
chumbly movement.
chumbly move. It looks like a kind of fake tan.
Yes.
Could be useful on the planet Delphon where they communicate with their eyebrows. That's strange.
Ah,
I remember that.
14 makes a reference to that, doesn't he?
There's still a lot of things. Oh, by the way,
Does he?
this is Miss Shaw.
Well, he's telling that anecdote at the end
Delphon, but how do you do?
with the family about how he went to a planet where they communicate with their eyebrows. I don't know if
okay.
he uses that name to refer to them, though, so I don't know if that was a conscious.
You arrived last night.
Nice, I hadn't noticed that.
You know, when they're all around the dinner table. Yeah.
Yeah, in the garden.
Yeah.
You must realise
I'll have
that
to
I
look
can't
that
let
up.
you go until I'm sure there's no
And there are no polymer chains.
I have a friend called Polymer.
Polymer chain.
Yeah. So the Brigadier's finally kind of realised that it is the Doctor.
How many of these things actually
Seems to
came
be on board with him.
50, isn't it?
Yeah.
Estimate.
Oh, that's some impressive parkour.
Sprightly.
Look at him go. The doll designer.
Anytime someone says parkour, I can only think of The American Office. Have you seen that?
I haven't.
Parkour. Oh, you've got to see that scene.
Okay, I'm going to check that out. I've seen the British Office. I've seen a little bit of the American Office, but not much.
why we ask you here, General.
It starts slow and then really picks up. I think it gets really good.
Nice.
Well, in Rose, they move very sort of robotically as well, don't they? They're very much like this, whereas these ones move like the one in the blue overalls we saw earlier just moves like quite quickly, like a person, you know, like
Yeah.
that makes it more unsettling, I think. It's that uncanny valley thing.
Wow. What a cliffhanger. Ah!
Oh, you know what? I didn't even have my notebook out.
Oh, mate.
What
you
a
didn't
world.
You didn't write down the sideburns. You probably
So-
missed the sideburns.
I was that engrossed in it. I don't think I've said much during that, to be honest. I mean,
Well, it was a very good episode. It kind of kept itself going. Quite, would you say, autonomous?
or Tom and Thomasness.
Oh, I've missed you, Paul.
Oh dear. What? So yeah. Any thoughts? What are you making of it so far? Then.
Yeah, I thought they kept it going nicely because it would be very easy to just kind of quickly deal with. Okay, right, he is the Doctor. Move on, carry on with it. But they've really drawn that out, which has been quite satisfying. You know, the hospital and when he was shot, but they said he's the most unconscious they've ever seen a person, and just carrying on that sense of this guy's a medical anomaly. And the Brigadier kind of having an inkling that it's the Doctor, but not sure, and the science lady is very skeptical and is like, you really believe in this guy who can change his face, who travels in a police box? So I thought all those exchanges were really nice. Almost a sense that the Brigadier has to put a degree of faith in the Doctor, which is interesting. And then yeah, the development of the Autons was good because it was just a bit. It was very cryptic. You just see this guy, plastic guy, standing in the woods and then running out in front of a car, and you're like, what the heck is going on? So it's really keeping the mystery going, isn't it? Which is satisfying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what do you make of? I mean, we'll talk about this probably at the end of the 4 episodes because we have a bit more of a sense of it. The end of episode 1, we hadn't really seen the Doctor do anything. Now we've got only our first glimpses, really, of Pertwee doing stuff in this episode, just a taster, really. Yeah, what are you making of him so far?
I like him. He's got quite a dry sense of humour, doesn't he? Quite different to Troughton, and that Troughton had the sort of boyish kind of, you know, playing the fool kind of thing. Pertwee seems to be a bit more sarcastic, a bit more level, kind of dry sense of humour. I don't know if you would have said that, but
well, it's certainly a change from Troughton. It's a very different feel, just in the physicality. You know, Troughton was quite a short little figure, isn't he?
Yeah.
Whereas Pertwee is quite a tall and thin. So and there's definitely a different feel in his his approach there with the Brigadier as well, sort of kind of almost playing with him a little bit.
Yeah.
With his words there. And I mean, what do you think of the Doctor's outfit? That's always a new part of changing into a new era.
I mean, I'm quite surprised by it. I guess I've seen countless pictures of all the past Doctors, you know, and in the modern era, like, you know, the 50th anniversary special, you see bits and pieces, don't you? But yeah, it just kind of hit me. It was like, it's quite out there as an outfit, isn't it? It's quite almost academic, sort of Victorian, with the hat and this flowing cape.
A cape, yeah.
The Artful Dodger kind of.
Well, it's kind of like if you stuck it. I mean, if you stuck a kind of Sherlock Holmes-esque hat on the top, it's got that kind of feel, hasn't it?
Wouldn't look out of place. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think I'm enjoying it so far, and I think the scene for me, the thing I really there's loads of things I like, but if we're going back to our old thing about picking your favorite thing, I really like that shot where you have the car has crashed and you have the shot of the soldier dead through the windscreen, then you can't see his face because of I mean, what a different show we've got. I was going to say, I just said, can you still hear me? My internet just said it's unstable.
I just missed that last bit. So
Where did I get to?
You said, what a different show we've got.
Oh yeah, no, I was saying what a different different show we've got from the Troughton era. That's really sort of announcing it with that sort of quite graphic blood on the windscreen, and particularly because it's in color, it's even more kind of striking, isn't it? That in black and white, you probably you barely have registered it, I suppose.
There'll be blood upon the windscreen at the last chance saloon.
So it really is a different thing altogether, isn't it? But it's good. It's good. So well, I guess we want to crack on into episode 3 soon. So guys, let us know what you think of this episode down below. Chuck it in the comments. Do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and do come and join us on our Discord server for more Doctor Who chat there. You can find a link for that in the description and join us on there for more chat. Apart from that, thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Goodbye. Oh, that is beautiful. Oh.